would like to play Send to All! I once spent the whole day ill in bed watching television. It was after 2 p.m. before I wasn't being entertained by one or both of the legendary couple that is Eamonn and Ruth! Darlings! I love you so much!
Thank you, thank you.
You're both playing it! You're both going to play, aren't you? Oh, double Send to All. You have a very loving, bickery rapport with each other, which is obviously very natural because you are genuinely married.
Genuinely married.
How long have you been married?
We've been together 22 years.
Yes, married 8 years.
Married 8 years.
Right, so 14 years you were together. And then, so how did you ultimately propose, Eamonn?
We were at the races, the Cheltenham Festival one year, and we were invited to this box, which was somewhat bigger than this. And but it was full of men, and Ruth was the only woman there. And these men, they were like wasps round jam. They were all round her, and she was.
What can I say?
And I sat at the back, and I thought, I didn't like this. I thought, well, what's wrong here? What's missing? I thought this business arrangement isn't tied up. It isn't tied up. Well, I meant.
Oh, the truth's coming out now.
Well, no, I meant you were free to go elsewhere.
Yes, that doesn't excuse your word business.
Well, yeah. So I went outside and I composed a very beautiful, lovely 6-page text.
What do you mean 6-page text?
Because I was telling her how much I loved her.
So what happened then, Ruth? You received it.
Well, I didn't, you see. I didn't hear it until I was in the car because I was busy flirting and my bag was over there and the phone was
very noisy flirt.
Very noisy flirt. And I have to say, it sounds very unromantic, but it was very beautiful. It's a beautiful love letter. And at the end, it said, will you marry me? And I just text back, yes.
Oh, I can't think of a better couple to play Send to All. Well, we absolutely love you. We love that you're here. I had no idea that text was such a huge part of your life. If you don't mind popping your mobile telephone into the cushion there. OK, so thank you so much. There we have the pair of mobile telephones, and we'll bring that down. One more time, please, for the fantastically generous and brave. It's Eamonn and Ruth. Buildings and castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. Right. Yeah. All right. I'm now in possession of Eamonn and Ruth's mobile telephones. This is not an iPhone.
No.
You've gone for the, what is this?
Samsung.
All right, I'm going to plug this in, Amo. This is Eamonn Holmes' mobile telephone. All right, well, that's a lovely photo of the pair of you on the front there. And these are your apps. Whoa, what's this? Where is public toilet? What is that? Oh, my God. Eamonn.
I, at my age, have a prostate the size of your head, basically. So when you get to a certain age, you can't really go more than an hour without having to have a wee. And it's very difficult to find a loo. Very, very difficult.
Yes, it is. Well, not for you, Eamonn.
No.
Where does it say where I am now? That's me. That's us. So then we find the nearest one.
Yeah.
There we go. It's 190 metres. So would you feel confident about making that?
I think I could make that.
207. Do you look at the yardage, and if it's not right, you just find a wall or an alley, or just let yourself go? OK, well, I think it's time to have a little look at Ruth's phone, and then I will pop in the texts. So, Ruth, this should be your phone popping up here on the big screen. OK, there it is! It's Ruth's phone, ladies and gentlemen! All right. So, bit of Spotify, Shazam.
Oh, I love Spotify.
Is this what?
Ed Sheeran.
Is this yours?
Gladys Knight
Made for Ruth Langsford. Your daily mix.
Yeah, they do one for you.
Let's see what we got. Bit of Gladys Knight, Jessie J.
Down with the trumpets. That's one of my favourites.
Rizzle kicks.
Yeah, it's a good one. Remember this one?
Go on, Ruth.
Yes.
Yes.
Yo, you might hear me make a rocket like Ruth.
Come on.
It's still fun. But when the sun comes out, we're still at peace. We don't wanna be lousy or shameless. We're running on, we're brainless. We got grass stains, brand new white trainers. I know a few guys who get snappers, complainers, neighbors, so laters, as great as we got our own sound. You know now, so go on and get hosed down, and oh no.
All right, Rizzle. All right, Rizzle. I can't stop it. All right, quick look at the photos, then we'll pop this text in. OK, photos. Right. What on earth?
That is nightwear, right? That is
Nightwear.
They were getting ready for bed.
that they wore in the time of Henry VIII. And that was part of a documentary where we had to dress in that sort of nightwear, wasn't
That's
it?
what he wants you to think.
Right.
No, that's cardboard, Ruth. That's a cardboard cutout.
That's
It's hard to
cardboard,
tell the difference.
It's a cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ruth, you're so funny. You go out with the girls, and Eamonn doesn't know the difference. You just prop the cutout down in the kitchen. How was that? I had a lovely night in with Ruth. She's a good listener.
She left me. She ran off with the dancer. She went off on that Strictly debacle. She was supposed to be in it for a week or 2 weeks and be eliminated, and she was
too
there
good.
for 8 weeks for some reason. And I was left on my own.
He used to put that cardboard there man in the car.
Was it not around now, Eamonn, you started to realise that wasn't the real Ruth? All right, it's time to pop the text in. What wonderful sports. OK, right, here we go. I'm going to put the message in here, but don't worry. It's just a fun one. Help. Ruth and I. I thought that would capitalise. It does on the iPhone. Doing an interview for a cool magazine. And we have to email our answers over tonight. You see, we've made it. I thought the phone would help me there. You actually have to learn how to spell if you've got a Samsung. On an iPhone, you just go, and it goes, did you mean? I go, yeah, all right. One of the questions... No, I think we should do it in Dutch. It's better. Let's do it in Dutch. One of the questions is, what do my friends find... Don't panic, Eamonn. Really, don't panic. Annoying about me. Please be as honest as possible.
Dear God.
How long did it take you to write that proposal? Where's the full stop? I can take it. OK, now we're going to sign that.
I'd say cheers.
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 Eamonn.
OK, that is the text. Okay. So, that text is going into your phone, Eamonn, and simultaneously, Ruth, this will be your text. It turns out you're doing the same Q&A. Oh, this will be so quick. Eamonn and I are doing an interview. Right, now remember on yours it was for a cool magazine. For Saga magazine. We're nearly there. Please help and don't hold back. How would you sign off a text, Ruth?
Just Ruth with a kiss.
OK, so we're going to find out tonight what Eamonn and Ruth's friends find annoying about them. Once I've sent these texts, send, they have gone! One more time, please. For the loveliest of lovely people, it's Eamonn and Ruth. Thank you so much for coming. ladies and gentlemen, it is time to find out who has replied to Eamonn and Ruth in tonight's Send to All. So the text that went out was, help! Ruth and I, this would have been Eamonn and I for yours, are doing an interview for a cool magazine and we have to email our answers over by tonight. One of the questions is, what do my friends find really annoying about me? Please be as honest as possible. I can take it. So that text and a similar text was sent from both of your phones. I have your phones in my pockets. I think we will start with Eamonn. Frank Sinclair, in brackets, personal trainer. He has put chewing fruit pastels during personal training sessions. Dan Walker, and you've put next to it football focus. So you like to put people's occupation next to...
Because as a journalist, you file everything according to what somebody does.
Of course.
Not by their name.
So Dan Walker, from Football Focus, has said, very easy. When you rigged the vote so you finished top of the best breakfast presenter in history poll.
Yeah. You see, smart lad, but bitter.
Bitter, he is. Kelly W. Pers.
Yeah, Kelly Willoughby. Kelly's Holly's sister.
All right.
She used to be my PA.
OK, so Kelly W., your former personal assistant.
Yes.
Hi, boss. Oh, once a boss, always the boss. Oh, how I've waited for this moment. And then 2 applauding emojis. Number 1, she's numbered them. When you text me and ask me annoying questions. Number 2, you never paid me enough. And lastly, your voice is a little bit annoying. Sorry. And she's signed it the best PA you've ever had, Kel. Niall?
That'll be my son. What did he say?
It's a good one. And thankfully for all of us, you haven't put Niall, comma, my son. It's brilliant. Probably the fact that you need to pee all the time. OK. Brian Holmes, is that a
Well,
relative?
that's my brother, Bran.
Is he Northern Irish? OK, let me get my Northern Irish accent.
You arrange a time but never keep it. You're always late. When on the phone, you cut conversations short very quickly and say you have to go. Your eyes are bigger than your belly. Don't be offended from your wee younger, skinnier brother, Brian.
All right. Right, now, we're going to move on to Ruth. OK, Lucy Alexander?
Yes, Lucy Alexander, presenter from Homes Under the Hammer.
Oh, she's got a few.
Oh.
Oh, my God. You decant your sun cream. Do you? Into what? Into a decanter?
No. Into a spray bottle.
Oh,
so I can get 2 lots into a
You
big
know they
spray.
sell them in spray bottles.
Yeah, but what was the one you want?
All right. You wrap presents like it's a competition.
Yes.
And I always win, Lucy Alexander.
You are annoyingly amazing. Even my husband fancies
He
you.
does, and he's gorgeous.
This is from Nina Wadia.
Nina Wadia,
Yeah.
EastEnders actress.
I would say Eamon's Elvis impression, but that's about it.
Lord Almighty, I feel my temperature rising. Higher and higher, it's burning through to my soul. Girl, 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 you know you're gonna set me on fire. You know?
It's very good, Eamonn. Ben Shepherd.
Yes.
He's just put, your husband? Sorry, Eamonn, you seem to be the butt of everything.
Jealous.
Ellen Rose, who's that?
Ellen Rose, I used to work with. She's a very good friend of mine. We met at work. She's very rude, so be careful when you're reading that.
She is very rude.
She's very rude.
Lols. Your boobs are better than mine. To be honest, for me, the most annoying thing about being friends with you is that you are married to Eamonn and I have to sit in your kitchen and act all cool when, in fact, I just want to text everyone I know and say, I've just used the same toilet as Eamonn Holmes. Don't worry, darling, we can all say that. I don't think there's a person in London or Belfast who can't confidently say they've used the same toilet as Eamonn Holmes. What wonderful sports they've been. We've learned a lot. They're lovely people. They're fantastic.